Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Samantha Reid, and I am an adult living with cystic fibrosis. And today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about an online platform that has become one of my favorites, and that is Beam. And before I discuss that, I'll give you a little bit of background about myself. I am an adult living with CF, and about 3 years ago, my disease really started to progress. And I watched my PFTs very quickly go from 60 to, at the lowest point, the mid 20s. And so for 3 years, I really was rather bedbound and I couldn't exercise. I didn't move around much. And so my body became very physically weak and my lungs were just not strong anymore as well. And so at the beginning of 2020, when I was able to start taking Trikafta, I knew I had to do something to strengthen my body and my lungs. And so I started scouring the internet for CF related exercise programs. And I came across a program known as Beam. And it looked awesome. There were so many different types of exercises, so many things I could do on my own time. I was really excited. And then I saw the cost and I just really couldn't afford it at the time. And I talked to my husband and we decided that it just needed to be put on the back burner and I would find something else to do. So I followed them on Instagram and kind of moved on. And then a couple days later, I saw a post on Beam's Instagram page that talked about how memberships would be covered by the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. And I was so excited. This was perfect. And I signed up right away. And that's how my relationship with Beam and the whole team started. And today, I really want to talk to all of you about Beam and how you can get involved and why it would be good to get involved. And so we'll just start from the beginning. Like I said, my name is Samantha Reid, and I'm an adult living with cystic fibrosis. And so the first kind of question would be, what is Beam all about? So it is definitely about exercise. And I think one of their main mantras is they want to create movement that makes you feel good, and not just good physically, but I think your mental wellness is extremely important to Beam as well. And they want you to be able to complete these exercises or classes wherever you are, whenever you can, and whenever you need it. And so we'll talk about that and how that's possible. And another huge thing is, of course, for us CFers is staying healthy. So as we've been talking about tonight, how important exercise can be for our bodies, I think this is an incredibly important thing for all cystic fibrosis patients to keep ourselves healthy, our lungs strong. And finally, Beam allows you to create different relationships with fellow CFers, and not just CFers in your same state or even in this country, but there are people from around the world who participate on this platform. So it's an incredible way to stay social and meet people who are very similar to yourself. And finally, I'll talk about how we can, of course, join Beam because that would be the best thing for any of us to do. So, big question, exercise-wise, what do they offer? So there's a couple different types of things that they have. First are the on-demand classes, and this is actually where I started. It is so convenient, and I think with our schedules and all of our treatments and the other things we have to do throughout the day, for classes to be on demand, for us to be able to do them at any time of day or night, wherever we are at the time, is so important. Like you saw in the previous slide, she was doing a ballet bar class from Beam while in the hospital attached to an IV. So I think that flexibility is extremely important, especially for us with CF. And so the on-demand classes are great for that. And there are classes ranging from, chair exercise classes all the way up to HIIT cardio classes. So you can see in this list here, the on-demand offerings are great. So there are so many different types of classes you can take. Whatever you're interested in, you find that, and they'll definitely have a class for you. And I think a huge thing for us is that all of us are so different when it comes to our disease and where we are at what stage of our disease. So they have classes like this one you'll see here. This is Nicole doing a chair workout class. And this is great for people who have a more advanced disease, or people who have other issues, maybe with their knees or their joints, their back, who can't necessarily stand up for long periods of time and do different exercises. So this is one type of class. And now classes go all the way up to something as hard as Tim's HIIT cardio classes. This is one I have not tried yet, to be honest. It scares me a little bit, but I am working my way up to be able to do that class. And I just think it's amazing how many different levels they can offer on this one platform. Now, I just did a class last Thursday that was a Tricapta Fit class, and it's a pretty tough cardio class. However, the instructor gave out a different modification, actually like 3 or 4 modifications for almost every exercise that we did. So that class alone really could fit a range of people, which I think is amazing. And tons of their classes are just like that. And then if you want to go to a different level, you have the live classes, and these are all held on Zoom. And I think at first I was very fearful of live classes. I know I seem very outgoing, but for people to see me on screen exercising when I did not feel good was not something I wanted to do. And so I was a little bit leery about doing live classes. And I think now I would say that that is definitely something that I regret not jumping into sooner. So I like the live classes for a number of reasons. Number one, it holds me accountable. So I sign up for the class and I feel it's my responsibility to be there and be part of the class. And it's not like anybody would come to me and, tell me, Samantha, you didn't show up to class today. But knowing for me that I should be there and that it's a responsibility, it really holds me accountable, and I want to be there. Another great thing about the live classes is if you are somebody who likes to ask questions about the different exercises, you are live with your instructor at these live classes, as well as whoever else is attending them from around the world. So you have a chance to ask questions. You have a chance to talk to different people with CF that maybe you would never get to interact with otherwise. So live classes are fantastic for so many reasons. And I think once you get over the fear, like I had, of being in front of a camera working out, I think it's definitely worth it. Also keep in mind that you can shut your camera off and you can shut your microphone off. So if you don't want anybody to see or hear you, you don't have to. And you can still participate in chats and ask questions if you do have those questions. And all of these classes are taught by specialists who are trained, or they either live with or they're trained in cystic fibrosis in some way. I think almost every class I take is taught by a person who has CF. And so it's so nice to be able to connect with them on that level. And they also all understand what we go through and what our bodies can and can't do. So it's definitely awesome when it comes to exercise. But is that just about exercise? And I will say absolutely not. Beam, first of all, like I mentioned, one of my favorite things about it is that it allows me to connect with people virtually. So people I normally would not have any connection with, people in Australia, people in New Zealand, people in the UK that I normally would never get a chance to interact with. I get to see them if I want weekly on different Zoom workout sessions. So that is awesome, especially right now, where being social with people is incredibly difficult. We've been stuck at home for so long. This is a breath of fresh air, and I actually look forward to going to my classes every week. It's amazing. And just on your right, you'll see the list of on-demand classes again. And what I didn't really mention before were the things that are not exercise. So one of the big things are the education forums or education classes. And these are all led by licensed professionals. You have the option of sometimes submitting questions early or asking questions during the session if it is live. And the newest thing that they've come out with is the conversations with clinicians. So it says coming soon, but they already have these. They're already out for you to view. And they definitely range from, all different types of conversations. I think the most recently they had a pharmacist on talking about modulators, just to educate people about them a little bit more. And so here's just a couple of things they have out there for education. So the first one that you see in the teal color, this is an on-demand education session, just one of many. And this one is talking about cough control from a physical therapist. And over on the other side in blue, we have two of the offerings so far with the conversations with clinicians. So like I mentioned, the first one with the pharmacist, Dr. Grant, and then on the other side, we have Dr. Okori, and she was talking about CF and sleep. And you were able to submit questions ahead of time, talk about what issues you have with sleep, and then she addressed those during the session. So it's really interactive, and it really allows you to ask questions that maybe otherwise you don't have the opportunity to get answers to. So just a very cool thing there. And then you'll also notice there's meditation and mindfulness. And I know that's a really big thing that people are talking about these days. My son does it in school. I think with this pandemic and us all being left in our houses away from people, it's really important to concentrate on our mental health as well. And so like just an example, one of the on-demand classes from Casey White, and she is really talking about your mental toughness. And so just things like this, these are just examples of all of the options you have out there when it comes to non-exercise classes with Beam. So very cool. So joining details, right? Because this is the important part, because we all need to be able to get on the class, of course. So I'm listing the site here. So you'll go to beamfeelgood.com. And if you just do that, it'll take you to the main page. If you put the cystic fibrosis after it, you'll get to the CF page. And I'll show you that in just a second. So it'll click Get Started. And then you'll follow the on-screen prompts to set up your account. Go to this really quickly. So you are seeing now my screen. And this is the website that you'll be brought to when you go to the main screen for Beam. And so you will click on cystic fibrosis, because that's what we have. And so welcome to Beam with CF. And you'll notice right up here is the best part in orange. So adults living with CF in the US have been gifted a membership by the CF Foundation, which is amazing. And so far this one goes to the end of the year. But talking to my Beam friends, they are in the works with the CF Foundation for it to continue, and they do not think it will stop anytime soon. So you can look for that going on into the new year as well. And so what you'll do to get started is you actually just come right on up here and you click Get Started. You can choose signing up with your email or Facebook, type in your name. So we'll do Samantha, Reid, and then you can choose a username or not. This is just what people will see you as when you log in. So you can go to next. You're going to enter your email address, answer a couple questions. And then as you continue on, it'll just continue prompting you with different questions that you have to answer. And you don't need a coupon code or anything for CF. It'll just ask you if you are a patient with CF, and you'll just answer that, and they will approve you on their end. Just a couple other things I wanted to show you on their site, just so you know where to find everything, because when you get in here, there is a lot going on because there is so much that they offer us. So just to give you a quick idea, here's the on-demand section we discussed. And you can either separate it by the programs they have or the classes. So if we're going to look at the on-demand classes, we can go right over here where my picture is in the way. We'll move me up here. And you can filter. So if we filter it, here are all the different things you can filter it by. So workout length, the video type you want, the level you're at, you know, if you're intermediate or a beginner or advanced, then what is your benefit you're looking for? So many different disciplines. If you need equipment, or if you know a certain instructor who you want to work with. So really, there are so many different options when it comes to the on-demand classes. If you always need to work out at 3 o'clock in the morning, because that's when you're up, on-demand is the way to go. If you click on the live classes, this will give you a list every week. They'll update this actually on their social media as well. So if you follow Beam Feel Good on Instagram, you will find them and all of the classes. So right here is the list for Thursday, December 10th, Friday, and so on as you go through the list. And once you have an account, you actually will be able to sign up for these classes ahead of time. Sometimes I sign up like 2 minutes before the class starts because I never know if I'm going to be able to do it or not. So sometimes I sign up right before it starts, and that's perfectly fine. No one cares about that. And it'll ask you how you're feeling today, and you just kind of answer from 1 to 10 how you're feeling, and then it's going to ask you how you feel after your workout as well. And so I do a workout, and I know I have so much more energy when I do my workouts. I will say better. I don't need my oxygen. So Beam has entirely changed my life me physically, and it has helped me mentally because I have made so many connections with different CF people from around the world. And, you know, it just, you leave the classes happy and smiling. And there's so much that you can be a part of and so much you can learn about from all of these incredibly intelligent and sometimes very connected to the CF world people. So I think it's definitely worth it. And I have to say, with this being free for all CF patients, I have to say a huge thank you to the CF Foundation for making this happen, because you know, it is a huge part of my life and so many other patients with CF lives that it's amazing that it is free for us. So I am so grateful for that. And just always remember that this is about keeping yourself healthy and safe and have fun while doing it. And now I just want to introduce you to one of my good friends, Marissa, who is one of the people that runs Beam. She is fantastic, and that is the last thing I'll say about how fantastic Beam is that every single person that works there, whether it be the founders or some of the instructors, they are so responsive and they are so willing to help any of us. So if you ever have a question or worried about something, do not hesitate to ask or reach out. These people are so easy to talk to, and they are so eager and willing to help us with whatever we need. So without further ado, this is Marissa.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be here this evening for the CF Cares Wisconsin event. My name is Marissa Bencha, and I am the community manager and social media manager for Beam. I also live with cystic fibrosis, so I feel so lucky that I can use all the amazing services of Beam and meet people like Samantha, which is how I met Sam. So I'm so happy to be here this evening to tell you a little bit about Beam. I know Sam is going to tell you more, but just to give you a quick background, Beam was started 4 years in the UK by Katie Bell and Pamela Scarborough. Pamela is a CF physiotherapist and worked for the NHS for years, and Katie is a tech entrepreneur. And they saw this need for the CF community specifically because of infection control. And that's how then it was called Paxter was born. Well, last year we came into the United States and started to work with the CF Foundation. And at that point, we rebranded to Beam and started a pilot program in 4 different care centers to see how we would do over here. And it's been a great success working with the CF Foundation. We're so lucky to have them as a friend. Obviously, this year presented a whole new unique challenge for our community, and our services became even more needed within the pandemic. The foundation generously gave access to every adult living with CF 18 plus this year for everything we offer. So what do we offer? So Sam's probably already told you, but we offer live and on-demand movement and well-being classes for people living with CF and other conditions as well. So we have everything from yoga to HIIT, cardio, strength and conditioning, all geared towards the unique needs of people living with CF. These sessions are either taught by an exercise physiologist or a person living with the disease. There's so many amazing people in this community who are yoga instructors and physical therapists. Some are post-transplant. It's amazing, and we have instructors from all over the globe. We also offer on-demand classes, which we have more than 100 in our on-demand library. And then we also offer kind of well-being workshops and education sessions for people living with CF, things like breath awareness and airway clearance. And we had a special session on masks, and we launched a new program this fall called Conversations with Clinicians, where we have a person with CF talking with a clinician about different topics. Very, very relaxed, and it gives people with CF the chance to learn from people from around the globe on different topics like sleep or, being on Kaftrio or Trikafta and exercise. So that's been a huge success as well. So we offer a lot, and I know Sam is going to tell you more about it. I'm so happy to be here tonight. I think the one thing for me, it's been this element of being able to connect with my community all over the world. It is an incredible community. We are like a family. We all cheer each other on. There is no, weird, nothing. We can all talk about mucus or anything CF related because we are with our own people. So we are here to help you. If you want to reach out to us, reach out to myself, Pamela, Sam can connect you to us. And we're just so happy to be here. If Pamela was here tonight and she sends her regards, she would probably talk about some of the things that we offer from a clinic standpoint. We've had some pilot programs specifically with clinics around the globe. And those have been really well received and would be specific to your clinic, a little bit different than what we offer through the grant with the CF Foundation. We are looking at being funded right now into 2021, and we're still finalizing that with the CF Foundation, but it looks like it will happen, but that hasn't been finalized yet. So please reach out to our team. We are here to help. We are here to assist your community and the people living with CF in your community. I'm so grateful to be here tonight, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Sam. Have a good event. Bye, everyone.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much, Marissa, for joining us tonight. I'm so grateful for her friendship and the connection I've made with her and so many other Beam people, instructors, and participants. And if you guys do have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me on Breathe Love on Facebook or breathelove_CF on Instagram. Or you can just look me up, Samantha Reid, and I would be happy to answer any questions or connect you with the team if I can't answer them for you. So I am so thankful I was here tonight to talk to you guys all about this. And I wish you a happy, healthy start to the fabulous new year that will be 2021. Bye.